Thank you, through you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Councillor Keenan, for adding this item. I spent a good chunk of my family day weekend responding to residents, and thank you again to the staff. A couple of things about this snowfall. It was quite unusual and quite excessive. Many municipalities across the entire province are dealing with the same things and same issues as we are, and thank goodness we hired more bylaw officers. We created the new loop system for proactive enforcement, and today we also passed a report that increases the fines for repeat offenders in relation to parking. So a lot of things already underway in terms of dealing with parking and other issues related to illegal activity of parking on our streets. So thank you, bylaw enforcement. And then to the public works team, my gosh, you had literally quite mountains of snow to deal with and still to deal with now. And one of the biggest complaints I received from residents was cars are not being towed. And I was out actually in the neighborhoods, various neighborhoods in Brampton on the weekend, and literally saw cars encased in snow, like encased in snow on the roads, and wondering to myself, why are these things not being towed? And with Councillor Keenan and with Director Rob Higgs and talking to Peter, we found out that in fact these tow truck companies who are currently contracted with the city are refusing jobs and not towing the cars on the road in order for the plows to get through. So thank you, Councillor Keane, for bringing this forward. I'm assuming that we're going to be passing a motion directing staff to go on and look at new companies or a new contract, very specifically based on the service we expect and the service that our residents expect. Because when a car illegally parks there, and I know some cars, because I'm getting responses from bylaw enforcement escalation staff as we speak, some of these cars were ticketed 4 times and were slated to be towed, but then the tow companies are refusing to actually tow them. So when we put together this new RFP or contract for the tow truck companies that will in the future work with the city, let's make sure that it's to our expectations. At the end of the day, it's the person who's illegally parked on the road who has to pay for that tow. It's not the property taxpayer, but certainly it's a huge headache when the plow can't get through. So if staff need a motion, then I'm sure Councillor Keenan and I are happy to bring it forward. If you don't, if you could take that as direction, that would be great as well. One final thing about the towing and cars is can we look into the possibility of, during the snowfall, having like a license plate reader camera that follows as part of the process with the snow plow? Is that a possibility to look into? I know we're looking at license plate cameras, but can we proactively just go out there and read the license plates of all those cars that are currently parked in the way of the snow plow? Is that possible to look into?
Sure. Through the chair to Councillor Santos, we can certainly take that as direction to investigate technologies that are available to us and look at implementing a pilot project to test that technology.
Awesome. And I think that we should consider, when we have a new tow truck company in place that meets our expectations for service, that we are even more that we are not lenient, that we are even more aggressive in getting those cars off the road. Thanks.